President Joe Biden's campaign says the president will be back on the campaign trail next week, insisting that he is staying in the race.
The announcement comes as more lawmakers join the chorus of Democrats calling for the president to step aside. That includes Illinois Congressman Jesus Chuy Garcia and Sean Casten. In an op-ed in the Tribune, Casten praised Biden's accomplishments in office, but says he no longer feels he is able to win November's election. He writes, quote, "It is with a heavy heart and much personal reflection that I am therefore calling on Joe Biden to pass the torch to a new generation." Joining us now to discuss this decision is Congressman Sean Casten. Thank you for being with us. Why this op-ed and why now?
Everybody I talk to is petrified about the stakes of this election. The fact that we're going into an election saying that the Supreme Court has said that the president is immune from prosecution, even though that president has been convicted of 34 felonies, even though that president currently owes hundreds of millions of dollars for including it being adjudicated for rape. And if this election is about that, as opposed to what we've done over the last 4 years to have the fastest growing economy, really, certainly in the OECD, biggest infrastructure bill, biggest climate bill, I have no doubt that we win. But what's happened is that since the debate performance, the entire fulcrum of the conversation has shifted to, can Joe Biden pivot back? And I love Joe Biden. I have tremendous respect for him. We want him to pivot back. I've very much been of the view that we shouldn't be having these conversations in public. And in the private conversations we've had, they've never answered the question of how are you going to do this? And I think we've just reached a point where if we are going to resolve this, we need to resolve it quickly.
So you obviously think the president himself can't make his case.
I think the challenge is when you are, he's out of mulligans at this point. Trying to make the case that he's always been a straight talker and somebody who, gaffes his words periodically. That has nothing to do with his ability to be president. We've certainly seen him be very effective about that. But if the entire focus of the conversation is he going to mix up a name next, they don't have a strategy to get through that, and it's not clear that they can change that narrative right now. And we're seeing, obviously the polling for him, but also, Senate races that we should have locked up. And, if in fact Trump wins, we need a Senate that's going to ask hard questions about who is going to be nominated to judges. How do we not have the incompetence of Eileen Cannon on steroids in the next Senate?
So speaking of hard questions, if I can, it's now essentially 4 weeks out from the DNC. Are you looking for Vice President Kamala Harris to step, or how does this play out in the next few weeks? Is there a contested convention? How do you see it playing out?
Well, so I'm not advocating for any particular alternative. I want somebody who can run on the record of this White House and make that the conversation. I think there are any number of people who can do that. I think part of the reason you're seeing a lot of people come out now is that there is a fairly short window of time between now and the DNC. And I think there are plenty of ways that Biden could pass the torch very gracefully, very respectfully, however that happens. And there's mechanical processes to make sure that everybody's voices are heard. I wish this would have been done a few weeks ago. I wish there was a better answer to the question of how are we going to pivot. But at this point, I think there's just a lot of angst about we can't afford to, when we celebrate our 250th birthday in 2026, wonder whether that's the last one we're going to have as this democracy.
Here's what I wonder. What if the president digs in his heels and stays in the race and is the nominee? Are all these calls within the Democratic Party for him to suspend his campaign, will they leave him even more vulnerable in the fall?
I am 100% for whoever is the nominee in the DNC, and I think every single Democrat I talk to, whether they've spoken publicly, pro, con, or stayed silent, is on board to make sure that we understand the stakes of this election. We wouldn't be speaking if we didn't think that our odds are better in different circumstances, but nobody is under any illusions that the trade-off between Joe Biden's record and what Joe Biden has said he wants to do if reelected, Trump's record, what he has said he wants to do if reelected, that's an easy sell if you can make it to the American people and make that the conversation.
All right, Congressman Sean Casten, thank you for being here and elaborating on your decision that you shared today.
Thank you. Thank you, Congressman.